about us. Think of...
What's up, everybody? I see we got Shaylee in here. Roel, what's going on? Andy's on his way. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. This is the Performance Medicine Show, our live Q&A every Tuesday, 7 to 8. I believe I'm getting the notifications that we are live. So I get my computer straight. Who's with me? Can you guys hear me okay? Everything good? Elena, I see you. I see you over there on Instagram. What's going on? I see Amanda's in here. B410. What's going on? Luna and Scout are probably watching too. Linda, hello. I love you. Tom, what's going on, my brother? I have not. No, I need to check that out. That's awesome, man. That's so cool, Tom. Thank you. Debbie, we got you. We got you tonight, Debbie. Or this morning for you. We got you. Andy's the perfect guy to talk to about that. Okay, thank you, D-Lynn. I did lift today. I got a little lift over lunch today. Small lift. Barbara, what's up? Do you want a discount on vitamins? Does anybody want discounts tonight on our vitamin store? Katie will be with us probably at some point tonight. I can see in the comments, Katie, if you're with me, I'm looking for permission to give some discounts tonight. Let's see if we can make this happen, Barbara. See if we can make it happen. Okay, Bianca, I'm getting a few. All right. If you guys want a discount, I can do something really special for the live people tonight. Roel, telemedicine, yes. Texas, no, right now. But my brother is coming on. We got Dana loves discounts. All right, I do too. We're working on telemedicine, Roel. Katie, Andy, Carter, myself, we're all trying to figure out licensure and things of that nature. But yes, is the simple answer. Ivy and JC and Ivy, what's going on? Great to see you. That's right. That's right. Here in a few weeks. Who else is with me tonight? Pumped to see everybody. Hope everybody is well. Terry, tell me more about the red light. So you got a best cool? I want to say that's what Doc has, I believe. Yeah, because Katie put that in. Carter, what's going on? I get to see you tomorrow, I believe. Happy Tuesday to you. That's right. That's right. Carter, we need to figure out if we can run a discount tonight for these lovely folks with this live. Katie, can we run a discount? I'm thinking for just the live show. We've got 28 people here with us. We're going to be having more here soon. Andy's going to come answer some questions for you guys. If you guys got questions for Andy, go ahead and put them in the comments. We got some great questions that came in throughout the week. Appreciate you guys in advance for that. Let's see here. Ben of Nazareth. Come on, Mark. I mean, I need to do something. This has been a hot topic of conversation in my household. Trying to figure out what to do. All right. Katie says yes. Katie says yes. I'm going to do it for during the show. I want to do something that we haven't done in a while. So stay with me. We're going to run discounts tonight on all vitamins. Let's see here. Is Andy in the building? He's giving me the thumbs up.
Is that okay?
Dude, this is great.
Hey, how's it going?
first off, I just really want to apologize that I'm not in good lighting too. This is not my normal studio. And I'm not on headphones. Can you hear me okay?
Guys, can y'all hear Andy? I can hear you perfectly. I think it's wonderful, actually.
Ben, that hair,
I know.
I love you. I know this has been a topic of conversation.
It's a lot.
I think Ben, you're beautiful no matter what, and I'm glad that you were created. What if we just changed where that part was? You know, and I can't talk to my hair. I'm getting my hair cut. I'm getting my hair cut in a couple of days. Ben and I go to the same place to get our hair cut.
Shout out to Jonathan.
Thank God for Jonathan. So I'm getting my hair cut too. And Ben, it's not that we don't love you. It's just we're distracted. Okay, we're distracted. Too, and shout out to you, Ben, that this is your birthday week.
Yeah.
Ben's birthday. Everyone here on the His House tonight. Mark says, "Pay the light bill, Andy." I know this light. This is a dimmer light, and this is as high up as it goes. I'm so glad you said that because I was like, this lighting, I look like I'm in like a bar or something. I'm really not. I am in the living room or the dining room. The lighting is, yes. I'm so sorry.
But I will say, honestly, you sound great. I'm pumped for this. We got Rachel in here. Rachel, can we just get updates from Rachel? How are we? We love you.
Rachel, oh my God, is Wesley watching his first live?
Is this Wesley's first time here?
Does everyone know that Rachel just had Le Bébé?
Yep.
Has that been announced? Oh, Le Bébé.
Yep.
Sweet bébé Wesley. Oh my gosh. And and I'm telling you, he is a cute baby. He's a really, really, really cute baby. And sweet as pumpkin pie. So he's watching his first live. Oh, does he already have a question? I never worked in peds, so I got nothing for you.
Guys, we're gonna get to questions here in just a second. If you have a question for Andy, put in the comments. We're gonna get to every single one tonight. Katie, real quick, for the live audience tonight, can I do a 20% discount? What do you think? I'm gonna get it going. I'm gonna make it live here in just a second. For those with us live, we're doing discounts on the store here for just the people with us live. So don't tell anybody, or just bring them to the live show. Let me know in the comments, Katie. Thank you guys. 39 is coming soon.
I'm Ben. It's going to be a good B-Day. It's going to be a really, really good B-Day.
There we go, guys. 20% off tonight. I'm going to put the code here in the comments here shortly. Go ahead and have in another window the shop, see what you want. 20% off tonight. And I'll figure out the parameters, but it'll probably just be during this show because I want to make sure it's just for you guys. I really appreciate you guys being with us tonight. I'm going to work on that in just a second.
The Rogers are in the house, and usually we're in the same place.
Yes, Bianca, you do need a code. I'm going to give the code here in just a second when I come up with it. But let's get to some questions. Andrew, you ready to roll?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Let's start with, speaking of vitamins, let's start with the dihydroberberine question. If taking dihydroberberine mainly for elevated cholesterol, 275, what milligram and when? If 200 milligrams can split from AM to PM.
Yeah, I think 200 milligrams is fine. So yeah, dihydroberberine and berberine. The version that we have at Performance Medicine's dihydro. Typically, the dihydro can tolerate a smaller milligram, and sometimes the dihydro has a little bit less gastrointestinal issues. So too, absolutely, you can take 200, but you can also, I think you can increase that dose. So I think you can actually go to 400. And two, you can split in the AM PM. Some people take it with meals to help with the insulin sensitivity of the meal. And I believe Katie and Carter did their own little research on that when one took berberine, one did not, and they did Dexcoms to kind of see what their meals look like. And it can work pretty fast with insulin sensitivity, glucose management per meal. So I do like the dihydroberberine. I think you can double that dose if you can tolerate it. I would start there first. and then move up and go to 400. Dad and I, and actually Amber and Jill, the four of us went to a conference in Asheville that there's a berberine specialist there. And I asked her what a max dose was and if you could add it to metformin. And she's like, you can go way higher than what the recommended is. And I always thought it was 1 metformin per 1 berberine, meaning a 500 metformin is like a 400 of berberine or a 200 of dihydroberberine. She says you can go up. So I think you can easily go up to 400 milligrams. Technically for berberine in general, I tell people to watch around 1,600 to 2,000 milligrams of berberine. So I'd watch around 600 to 800 milligrams of dihydroberberine. But follow the symptoms, follow what you're looking for. If you're looking for cholesterol, see if it's coming down. Another version to look at might be bergamot. Bergamot's another one that's good for elevated cholesterol. That's a natural. Red yeast rice. Life Extension has an anti-coal. But dihydroberberine is really great too. But I'd watch what symptom is there any gastrointestinal distress, and push the doses up from there. And I take everything with food unless it's iron or thyroid.
Yeah. Love it.
It's a great question. Berberine, we underutilize berberine. And remember too, that metformin was derived to be like berberine. So that came first. I just think it's such a great tool.
I love this question here. It's around magnesium. When taking oral progesterone at night, is it okay to take it at the same time as magnesium?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yep.
No
problem. I know that's simple.
No, I love it.
I'll tell you, I think, I actually said this to a patient the other day. You know how they say better out than in? I always say with vitamins, supplements, progesterone, LDN, better in than out. Like get it in and get it in somehow. I think anything that's going to be hypnagogic or hypnotic, not hypnagogic. There's hypnopompic and hypnagogic, meaning like what you kind of see when you go to sleep and when you wake up. It's actually hallucinatory. Hypnotic, it's more sleep promoting than it is wakefulness promoting. So taking and that's the same with magnesium. If it's going to be a glycinate, threonate, oxide, the brain magnesiums tend to be more promoting for sleep rather than wakefulness. So I think taking them both at night is good. And I don't think you have to separate them. There's probably evidence somewhere online that says you should. I still think it's fine to take both. I do everything all at once at night. I do. Like that movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I do it all at night because I forget in the morning and I feel nauseous if I take it in the morning. So I do everything and I get it in and my levels still come up and I still feel good. Mm-hmm. So I do LDN with magnesium, sometimes a little CBD gummy if we're feeling crazy. Sometimes a Melly and a Benny, melatonin, Benadryl. I'm kidding. Sometimes I call those Melly and Bennies. Yeah, that's totally fine to take at the same time.
I put this up from Katie. Thank you for this, Katie. Friends don't sleep on magnesium lotion. I love that. And from Bianca here, real quick to the berberine, should we take it just for good measure or only if we need it? So,
either way. Yes, absolutely. You can absolutely, Bianca, take it for good measure if you want. It's not one of those. I always like to say with like over-the-counters and vitamins, is there an intent to it? Do you intend to feel better from it and have a symptom relief? Do you intend to see something on a lab come up? Or are we doing this for the long haul and we don't care what it looks like? So I'd say with berberine that an intent is probably nice, but if you take it, it's going to sensitize insulin. Insulin is inflammatory especially when insulin's not working towards a certain goal, like carbohydrate and glucose management. So I think it can be for good measure, but it's not one that because I take a lot of supplements. Ben does too. We're in the family we kind of have to. If you're with performance medicine, we all kind of do. Oh, got that blue, baby, got that blue NeuroPro. So sometimes it gets overwhelming, and I have patients come and look, and their vitamin list is longer than Dad's, and a lot of it's because I kid you not, your dad told me to. I was like, yeah, but you might not have to. Yeah. I think the real basics, and we have this in a handout too, if you're ever curious about it, the real basics to me are vitamin D, omega-3s, magnesium. Then I think anything, and then I think a really good multi that has C, zinc, Bs are good. You're getting a really complete look if you're getting a really good multi, D, omegas, and magnesium. From there, I think all of it is gravy and additive, and I think it only helps. Berberine will only help you, but if you are looking to cut back or narrow down, or I just want the basics, I think D, because no one is vitamin D efficient, not deficient, but efficient. No one. I've seen people that don't take vitamin D that will be in the 40s and 50s. We still want you closer to the 100, like 100. We used to say 60 to 80. I think over 80, closer to 100. And it's nearly impossible to do without supplementation. Omegas have to be from nutrition. They are non-essential fatty acids. You have to get them from the environment. You can do it from foods, but you got to really be diligent about it. So skip to it and just take the omegas. Magnesium too. I just think it's so multi-beneficial with bones, brain, heart, digestion, that I think magnesium it's too good not to miss. And then I add from there. But so that's a long-winded answer because I don't want to be one that says yes, throw it in, take everything. I don't think it hurts, but you might be curious to say, actually, does it help out with my weight? Do I feel less inflamed? What do my sugars look like if I do a Dexcom Stelo?
I love this. I'm going to put this up from, we're getting a lot of great comments. Thank you guys. One, Shelby, we love you. You're the best. Thank you for being
Shelby. Hey, I got to be in Kingsport today. Yo, Kingsport was fun.
Love it.
Was fun. I don't often get, and I got to spend time with Katie and Carter, with Sherry, with Orvin, with Angie, with Tabitha, Pratik and Brooke. We had so much fun. And Shelby is the one that checked on me when my Dexcom went crazy today. She wanted to make sure that I was alive. It was good.
I love it. Yeah. Thank you, Shelby. I see Ben C's in here. Ben C, what's going on, my brother?
Oh, no.
I'm going to put this up here from Teresa. This is awesome. Take Fatty C15 as a game changer. I love it.
Teresa. I do know that one. I think Dad's used that one before. That is a really good one. Yes, and they actually feature that at A4M conferences quite a bit. Yep. A4M, for anybody that is interested, is the anti-aging, like longevity. It's the Academy for Anti-Aging, I believe. So that is like that's what we get trained off of. So they have a lot of resources available online. A4M.com. Oh, Steve, you are
I got to put my brother up here. Steve, we love you, brother.
As your name says. I know you get that all the time, but you are just as nice as your name says.
He's the best.
And two, now that you're on here, Digest Shield is a must. Okay, absolutely is a must.
And you're getting so much love here, man. Look at this. We got Linda. We got Kathy in here.
Oh, Kathy.
Guys, can we show Andy some love?
Kathy
we're
Greg
happy.
In the house. What? Kathy Greg in the house. What? Oh, I got my phone around here. I can start playing music. You know how I love to play music.
All right, guys, I'm going to put the coupon code up. It is live20. I know that's creative. Live20. It's going to be happening throughout the live show. 20% off. It is live right now. Live20. If you're interested in anything on our vitamin store online, performancemedicine.net/shop. It's for you guys only. We got 52 in here with you. If you guys are interested, Live20 will be going on all hour long tonight. Performancemedicine.net/shop. We're going to keep moving because we got a ton of questions to get to. I'm going to put this up, a little rapamycin question. My husband and I had our physicals with your dad a few months ago. Shout out Dr. Rogers a few months ago, and got a prescription for rapamycin, 2, 4, and 6 milligrams each with 4 weeks worth of each dosage. We have 1 week left, and I just wanted to check on what we would do after that. Please, what's your thoughts on this, Andrew?
So you usually continue. That's usually what you do. So for those that don't know, rapamycin, this is correct me if I'm wrong, I believe rapamycin was discovered in Easter Island in the 1970s. We may need to fact check that, but it was discovered first, I believe, as an antibiotic used as an organ rejection drug. If you got an organ transplant, they would use rapamycin to make sure that your body would withstand taking that organ on. They discovered in mice that there was actually a longevity component because it blocks something called mTOR. And mTOR is a part of growth. So mTOR promotes cell growth and differentiate. It's not part of differentiation, but it's about accumulation of cells. So how they divide and stay on. mTOR is good for a certain amount of part of your life because you want cells to grow, because you want to grow as a human being. And then it actually kind of gets dysfunctional and it makes bad cells grow, dysfunctional cells. It blocks autophagy, which is recycling of the cell. So mTOR is great for a little bit in your lifespan, and then it's not good. It makes you die, which too is, I mean, I want to say that's the circle of life. That's a good thing. Like that's probably a component in our cellular metabolism. That's a good thing, but we're living a lot longer than our natural lifespan. We live a lot longer now. So I think a lot of it is blocking mTOR is going to decrease autophagy, or it's going to increase the recycling. So it blocks mTOR, which normally blocks autophagy. It's going to increase autophagy. So it's going to get the cell recycling back, taking the bad cells that have damaged cells in it and reusing them. Then it's also, too, going to stop that differentiation and growth of bad senescent old cells. So it's pretty cool. It can actually help with hyperinsulinemia. There's some markers to measure how good it is. Rapamycin, sometimes people get symptom relief. I always like to say, if you're going to add something from longevity, are you expected to feel something or not? Rapamycin, you can feel younger with less joint pain. You can feel a vibrance or what they say, the joie de vivre, like the joy of life, like you feel younger. But really, that's on a cellular level that you're going to notice rapamycin actually working. So sometimes I tell people to expect like, hey, you're just going to take this with the intent that 10 years from now, 20 years from now, we have blocked mTOR to a point that you're living longer and you feel just as good at 90 as you did at 70. So you are taking a little bit of a gamble on that. I will tell you, though, for whoever wrote this question, that I'm going to take the same gamble, too. I'm absolutely going to start rapamycin somewhere in my 40s. And Ben's getting a little closer to that than some of us. Am I right, Ben? Are you already on the Rapa? I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. You should get a CT calcium.
No, guys, he is not kidding. I can tell you that right now. He's not kidding.
You think I'm joking? No, but too. So the question is, how long do you do it? To my understanding, and unless, and I'll fact check this too, it's indefinitely. You'll continue taking it once a week. You'll work your way up on doses. So you continue taking rapamycin, to my understanding. Additionally, like labs to make sure that usually we check a CMP once or twice a year so that we make sure that the liver's not negatively affected by that. It won't be. It's really not, especially with those dosings. But 6 milligrams is usually what they've studied to say that has the most potential benefit of blocking mTOR. So that's why we work our way up to 6 milligrams, get it introduced into your body, and go from there. So I would say continue taking it. Check CMP once or twice a year and continue taking it.
I love it. Thank you for that question. Great answer.
That's a good one. That's a good question.
Oh, look at this. You're going to be seeing Julie tomorrow and JC. I love it.
Julie. Oh, baby, let my people go. And okay, I know I can't highlight this, but will you tell Amber I said I love Amber. Amber Shepherd. Woo!
Let me see if I can find where.
Love me some Amber Shepherd. We go way back.
There we go. Amber.
She's stunning. She's one of the smartest people I know. I'm a big Amber fan. So thank you for coming on and spending time with me, Amber. Don't throw me any hard questions, okay? I need softballs today. Softballs, easy questions, type 1 diabetes only, or theater questions. We will be taking a Broadway Jeopardy later in this segment too.
Teresa, which word are we wanting? Teresa's wanting a spell word. I know Ange can probably help with that. You can see there, guys, we're doing a live discount code for the people with us live. We've got 50 of you with us now. The code is live20. It's on our website. I'll keep that up until you guys tell me it's annoying. So the code is live20. It's on our website, happening all show just for this hour. So if you're wanting to take advantage of it, performancemedicine.net/shop. All right, let's keep going here. Thank you guys for all these questions. If you got a question for Ange, we're going to be taking every one in the comment section. Love this question right here. Has Doc heard anything about ingesting food-grade hydrogen peroxide and water to kill cancer? Any thoughts on this?
So, no. This is one that actually I'm not super familiar with. Hydrogen peroxide, I would assume that this may be looking at the mechanism of making like getting rid of free radicals, like an antioxidant, like the whole purpose of cancer cells. And I think that's a good question. This is a really great question. The answer I don't have is I don't think that pops up, and that's not in our protocols for complementary cancer treatments. When you're looking at cancers, which too is an interesting part of mTOR, and rapamycin is actually some of what they're looking for as a proposed mechanism is actually that blocking mTOR decreases cancer cells, which most often kills people and causes them to age. So that's a proposed mechanism. And a lot of with cancer cells is you're trying to get rid of the free radicals that are associated with attaching to cancer cells. And hydrogen peroxide, maybe that's the proposed mechanism of doing it. This wouldn't be my first go-to to kill cancers. If I'm looking at complementary cancer treatment, I would absolutely look at ivermectin. We're allowed to say that on the internet now, right?
Actually, I'm going to put this up here from Roel. I saw an ivermectin question. Yes, we are. Speaking of which, if you guys have not checked
it's
the
coming
episode,
to you live. We're allowed to say this on the internet. You can say ivermectin. That ivermectin, and we actually have this printed out in our protocol of the proposed mechanism of how ivermectin works against cancers. So it's the way that ivermectin can travel into a cell and block its replication. And to the idea of killing cancers is killing the bad cell and making sure that they don't replicate. So our body is really good at detecting cells that shouldn't be there. It's a surveillance. T cells and B cells go around and survey your body to say what should be there and what shouldn't be there. But sometimes as your body just ages, the cells just end up replicating, and they replicate really fast, and then cancers impede function. So that's what it is. When I had a patient with a renal mass 2 days ago, new onset 5 millimeter renal mass that's encapsulated. So it impedes function of her kidney. The great part about being encapsulated is it has a really low chance of metastasis, which is good. But the idea too of doing these, you can't really call it alternative. You got to call it complementary, because we do want to do it in conjunction with traditional therapies for cancers. So the idea with cancer is that you want to get the cell out and you want to stop it from replicating wherever it may be. The traditional approaches are going to be poison, which is chemo, surgery, it's going to be removal, cutting it out, and then to radiation, light. So you burn it. You burn, you cut, you poison. That's traditional looks. A complementary look would say, what's the best of the traditionals that has the least amount of side effects with chemo, with radiation, with surgical removal? And how can I get into that cell and disrupt it and kill what's inside of it and make sure it doesn't replicate? Proposed theories are ivermectin, fenbendazole, these dewormers. A lot of it is that we are full of parasites, and you know how I feel about parasites, that they're actually part of the mechanism of having cancer cells grow, and that ivermectin and fenbendazole can actually get into the cell and disrupt the abnormal cells. The other proposed mechanism is vitamin C, that it's such a potent antioxidant that it does get rid of free radicals that are on abnormal cells and can kill them. And vitamin C IV is just the most potent way to do it. Other proposed mechanisms are starving cancers, which is changing nutrition. So looking at a ketogenic or a carnivorous diet, something that is completely carbohydrate or sugar-free. Mistletoe, CBD, a lot of vitamin D, a lot of things that are going to be boosting your immune system. The big three are going to be ivermectin, fenbendazole, artemisinin, another one too, that's a part of the naturals that help target cancer cells, and vitamin C. So I would say probably my answer to this is I don't have a great answer. I don't know if he's heard of this. I haven't heard of this. I think the proposed mechanism would be working as an antioxidant. I think a better way, or a little bit more well-researched and well-tolerated way, would probably be to go with ivermectin, fenben, or vitamin C IV. And I would say too, it depends on what you're doing it for. Do you have an active cancer that you're trying to treat because that changes doses? Or are you looking at it preventatively or prophylactically if you've had it and want to prevent it again?
Such a
I hope
great
that answered
question.
that. That was a long-winded answer to say there's a lot that you can do. The first thing is definitely nutrition. Definitely nutrition. And I take ivermectin twice a week. I love it.
I love this from Teresa. Add grounding and sunshine.
Teresa, come over. Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely. Grounding that connects you to the magnetism of the earth, sunshine. That is a great way to have. It turns on vitamin D through vitamin D 25-OHD. It's great. It's a great way for stage 3.
Thank you, Courtney. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Courtney. Absolutely. And we'll keep her in our prayers too. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
All right, guys, that does it for the questions that came in throughout the week. Thank you guys so much for sending those in over email. We're going to go to the live portion of the show. I see we've gotten orders coming in. Thank you guys so much. We got one person who saved $44 tonight. I love it. You guys know the code LIVE20 is the code tonight. It's going to be happening all hour until 8 p.m. And we're going to be answering your questions. Let's rock and roll. There we go. I see my future mother-in-law's in here. I love that. Thank you so much.
Murph
Thank you, Julie.
in the house.
Thank you, Julie.
Does everyone know? Ben and Amanda, 1 month. It's almost 1 month.
Less than 1 month. Less than 1 month.
Countdown is on.
Thank you, Julie, for being here. All right, we're going to keep rolling here. If you guys got a question for Andy, go ahead and put it in the comments. Let's see where I'm at. We're getting such amazing comments. I appreciate you guys. See, I want to get Debbie. Debbie's over in Australia right now, and it's morning for her. She has type 1, I believe.
I've got her type 1.
Yep, and she's struggling with diabetes burnout. I know you talk a lot about this with patients. So one, Debbie, we love you. Debbie's with us every single week, and it's morning time for her on Wednesday. So thank you, Debbie.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All the way from Australia and a fellow type 1. How could things get better? How could things get better? This is a really great question. And also too, I appreciate it because it's a personal one for me. So I've lived with type 1 for 20 years. Our sister, Kelly, has lived with it for 28 or 29 years. So we've dealt with it for a long time too. And absolutely diabetes burnout is something part of it. I'm not just saying this because you asked this question. We talked about it tonight, that we've never really celebrated diabetes. Like we've never had, there's a lot of families that do diabetes birthdays and stuff like that, celebrating the year that you got diagnosed, stuff like that. And we've never really celebrated it. And I think that's something that can help out with burnout too. So it's kind of finding this small celebrations, treating yourself once a year. Diabetes burnout is something you get tired of counting carbs. You get tired of injecting insulin. It's the same thing. And a lot of things too is that life is not super predictable. There's a lot of change that happens. You can't predict stressors that come into your life, which stress inevitably increases glucagon production, breakdown into glucose, and affects your blood sugars. So diabetes burnout is tough. Some things that people suggest is actually changing up the way that you inject. Like if you've been on pumps forever, you can change over to basal bolus and do injections again, just to kind of change it up, be device free. I've actually done that for a summer holiday one time where I didn't want to be connected, and I went old school and just did vial syringe, and I did checking my blood sugar just by self-monitoring blood glucose with a finger stick. And it actually really helps. And it made me excited to get back on a Dexcom and excited to get back on a pump. So changing up treatments can help out. I would say my 2 suggestions would be changing up the way you inject and way you give insulin, and being really, really kind to yourself, being your biggest cheerleader. Like my 2025 goal this year, or if I had a New Year's resolution, was to be my biggest cheerleader. It's me. No matter what, I'm going to cheer myself on. And I try to be that for patients too, to be their biggest cheerleader too. And often we don't do it for ourselves. So I'd say be your biggest cheerleader, be very kind to yourself, treat yourself to something fun. And who cares? Ben and I love to quote this movie, The Family Man. Damn the cost. Damn the cost. Just do it. Just do something for you, because it sucks. I'll just tell you right now, and I'll say it live on the internet, diabetes absolutely sucks. It does. And anybody that's telling you it doesn't is lying to you. It sucks and it's hard. And it does get easier in some ways, but over a long period of time, it gets harder. And I even asked someone today, I was like, I wouldn't know what to do if I wasn't counting a carb or having my Dexcom go crazy in the middle of work today. So it does get tough. And I think I think there can be a lot of grace and forgiveness to yourself, that and to being thankful that 100 years ago, insulin was discovered in 1921 or 22, I mean, we're only 100 years into treatment for diabetes, and we're lucky to be part of this time. But I'd say 2 suggestions: change up treatment the way you do it, just to give yourself a break, deconnect or disconnect, and treat yourself to something good. Like Disney. Is there a Disney Australia? Ben, you've been to Australia. Is there a Disney over there?
Not that I know of. But I'll add something.
It might not be fun for everybody, but something. Yeah.
I'll add something.
Question, Debbie. And I'm glad you said that, because not everybody realizes that. And it's so interesting, because there is a lot of suicide associated with that type 1 diabetes. So a lot of severe depression, because your brain lives off glucose. I mean, you live on highs and lows, and hypoglycemias, hyperglycemias. Your brain, it affects your brain. It really does. And so we often don't talk about that negative part of it. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Ange, thank you for that. Debbie, thank you for bringing up this question. And real thing.
Debbie, we'll go somewhere fun. I'll come to Australia. Okay, we'll have a good time.
I'll add this. Andy knows that I'm his biggest cheerleader, but I'm going to add this, Debbie. I'm your biggest cheerleader tonight too. We love you. We appreciate you being here. Show Debbie some love in the comments, guys, especially those on YouTube. I see my brother Zach is in here, our video editor. Thank you, Zach, for being with us tonight, man. All right, let's keep moving here. Debbie, thank you so much. Orders are coming through. Thank you, guys. Lots of people saving some money with the Live 20 discount tonight. If you guys are interested in vitamins, tonight is the night to do it. We're doing a live discount. Live 20 is the discount code on our website, performancemedicine.net/shop. And it's just going to be this hour. We got about 24 minutes left. We're going to get to all these questions here. Let's see where we're at. Let's see. Lots of getting so much love in here, Ange. People are pumped you're here. I'm pumped you're here. Let's get Loretta.
I'm literally over here trying to Google a song, and I've got nothing.
Well, Loretta here's got a great question. Having severe fatigue, can't lose weight, hair loss, etc. MD ordered TSH was 0.73, normal is 0.55 to 4.78, free T4 0.88, normal is 0.7 to 1.48. He said your normal recheck is 4 months, but is there any supplements to increase these numbers to feel better? I'm miserable. Loretta, we're with you.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's awful.
Is there any more context you need, Ange? Or are you good with that?
Well, I would say too. So I love knowing, like, my big thing is when you draw a lab. This is Dad's first lesson to me. His biggest lesson was listen to the patient. They're going to tell you exactly how to treat them. He's like, if you listen to a patient and you do not do what they say, but you listen, they're going to know how to treat themselves. They're going to tell you the answer. So, and then I always like to think in differentials. So our big thing, if we take this up and do a bird's eye view, the chief complaint is severe fatigue. What are the main things that causes fatigue? That could be thyroid. So that was the order that was made by this physician. TSH is a thyroid hormone that is in the pituitary that talks to the thyroid to say, make more thyroid. Free T4, that is an inactive thyroid called thyroxine that then has to be converted into active thyroid to do anything. So I would say too, normal is never normal. Normal on a lab means that 95% of the population falls between A and B on a standard deviation curve, 2.5% above, 2.5% below. So I never take normal as normal, especially if you're having symptoms. Typically with thyroid, because thyroid can be a cause of all 3 symptoms that you're talking about: hair loss, inability to lose weight, or difficulty with almost like plateauing on weight or gaining weight, and severe fatigue. And way more common in women than it is with men. I would say too that looking at iron, looking at your hormones with estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, looking at your B12. Those are my other big ones for fatigue. You can even look at vitamin D too. But B12 makes ATP, which is an energy molecule. Iron attaches to the red blood cell. And if you are anemic or on the side of anemia, which is way more common in females than males, you can also feel tired too, because oxygen doesn't get delivered like it needs to. And then my other one was hormones. Your hormones are like roller coasters as females, with estrogen, progesterone going up and down over the month cycle, and testosterone usually on the lower end, and not even a tenth, a 20th, a 50th of what male testosterone is. I had one female that got her T up a little bit too high. She dosed it incorrectly and got it kind of into the male range. And she told me she couldn't. She's like, is this what men feel like all the time? Is this the energy they have? And I was like, yeah. And she started crying. I mean, she almost like cried in tears. She's like, I can't believe it. This is what I'm missing out on. I was like, tea's a beautiful molecule. When used well, tea is a beautiful molecule. So for me, Loretta, I would say I would extend those labs. I'd say absolutely we need a more complete thyroid panel. Even though those are normal, the free T4 is on the low end of normal, TSH at 0.73. That's actually a pretty good value. We typically see that patients do well when TSH is as close to 0.8 to 1 is where females feel great. We want to see the free T4 convert into free T3, which is thymine, which is the active thyroid. We want to see if reverse T3 is taking away from T3 and decreasing its activity, or two, to see if this is Hashimoto's, which is anti-TPO, thyroid peroxidase antibody, or thyroglobulin antibody. So that's not a complete thyroid lab that could be causing those things. Weight and hair can also be hormones too. So I would check an estradiol, progesterone, testosterone, and FSH to see what your hormones are doing. Check a ferritin, an iron, and an iron binding capacity to see if you're actually holding on to the structure of the red blood cell, because iron is a very important part of it. And then maybe checking vitamin B12 and D. If you don't want to do any of that, I'd say at least take like a really high dose IM injection of B12. You'll feel a little bit different. I think this needs a little bit more labs to it, and those would be the ones that I draw.
Loretta, thank you so much for that.
Sorry, Loretta, that was a very long-winded answer. That was a long-winded answer to say I think there absolutely could be more to the story.
Thank you for that, Loretta. Great answer there. And Roel is asking on today's podcast, the lady, Dr. Sibley, was talking about ivermectin over the counter in Tennessee, and this is true. I believe Carter and Katie, there is some stuff like you can't order as much, because I think that's been a complaint we've seen on the show is you can only get a certain amount of ivermectin over the counter. But let me know if I'm wrong on that. But Roel, I hope that helps, brother. I want to get to Linda here. I missed Linda's question, and Linda's so dear to me. I want to make sure we get here and help Linda out. Linda, thank you for being with us as always.
Linda,
yeah.
Hey,
Linda, we
I saw
love
you in
you.
the parking lot yesterday. What happened? I saw you in the parking lot for like 2 seconds, and then you just went.
Let's see what's happened here. It's been a year since I completed chemo and Herceptin. Keep tearing / shredding tendons. Could this be a result of chemo? And what can I do to strengthen my tendons / muscles? Well, Linda, we're thinking about you. We love you. We're praying for you. What's your thoughts on this?
Linda, you still look good, even through what you've been through. You still look fantastic. You do.
Yeah.
Linda's a long friend and basically family member of the Rogers. Chemo, yes. So chemo's tough on your body. Absolutely. It depletes your immune system, and your immune system is part of growth of any part of your body. So too, absolutely. I can see tearing and shredding of tendons, yes, especially too, because we're a lot of the times with chemo and Herceptin, those treatments, we have a change in appetite, and sometimes people like lose a lot of weight on chemo. So that too can actually be that and they feel tired too. So we're not innervating those muscles and those tendons to hold like they once did. So yes, I think absolutely you can do a lot of things to strengthen your tendons and muscles. One thing is the peptides, but you're an interesting case because typically with peptides, we don't want anything else to grow. And with the peptide class, it can make the tendons repair more easily, like Samorelin or Ipamorelin CJC. But at the same time, you don't want anything else to grow because technically, in theory, it increases insulin growth like factor 1 and your own human growth hormone, which can make anything grow. So you're a little bit of an interesting case that maybe peptides wouldn't be the one that we use. But I think too, looking at collagen, I think is going to be a great one for you. We have a great keto collagen powder. I think testosterone for you, depending on the type of I believe this depending on the type of cancer, I know the one that's there, but you don't want testosterone to convert to estrogen if it's estrogen positive. But there's ways to block that, and until typically women who have had E and P positive cancers can still take testosterone, which can increase your muscle and your tendons. So maybe testosterone's an option. You'd have to be a little bit careful about that. Peptides could be an option. You have to be a little careful about that. But over the counter, collagen, just a ton of collagen can absolutely help. And protein, just increasing your protein intake and really increasing your protein intake, like doing a ton of grams of protein, over 100. That's probably something we want to ask our audience members. Maybe ask Tom about that to see what he thinks about the amount of protein you should take, because protein will absolutely innervate the muscles, which is going to make your tendons better.
Lyndon, we love you. Thank you for being here tonight, as always. I hope that helps a little bit. And great stuff right there. I want to put this up from one, Roel, thank you. Roel, Debbie, you got so many cheerleaders in here. Thank you so much, Roel. It looks like Debbie's going to the rainforest. I love it. I love it.
Yes. Oh, Debbie, do it. Do it. Go to the rainforest for me.
And I'm going to put this up. I saw this pass through my visuals. Holly, thank you. Got jumping in here.
Holly, I loved meeting Holly today. I did.
That's awesome.
And Holly, I did tell Dad. I'm just going to tell you. I was like, Holly, I'm going to tell Dad that of all the nice things that you said, I called him after work today, and he said he wanted to tell you hi and that he's enjoying Florida, and two, he still called me a million times a day to see what I was doing at work. Yep. Holly's fantastic, and Holly practices what she preaches.
I love it.
She does. She practices what she preaches.
Holly, thank you for being with us tonight.
Yes.
Let's get to Dana here. How do you know if you have long COVID? Real quick, let me put this up here because I just want to bring some attention to this episode and Dr. Sibley and the amazing work she's done over the last 5 years. COVID-19, the fight to treat patients during the pandemic. They talk a little bit about long COVID. Dr. Sibley has treated over 8,000 COVID patients and 1,000 vaccine injuries. Check this episode out. It's an important one. Dana, Ange, let's get to Dana's question.
So too, I would say a lot of it, how I see it, a lot of it is if you've had COVID and if you have the symptoms of long COVID, I think it's more of a clinical look instead of a data look. But I believe there are antibodies that are associated with COVID long hauler. I don't know. I've read about it from like Yale Medicine, maybe someone. I think there's an actual antibody, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if off the top of my head, it's not something that we draw, but long COVID, I went to a conference last year with Fran, and there was Dr. Pamela Smith. Mm-hmm. She's big on hormones. She said that that long COVID will be the new autoimmune illness. So it's going to be named, and I guarantee you it has an antibody associated to it. Or if it doesn't now, it will. And that could be a little bit more data, just kind of like all the rheumatological diseases and autoimmune diseases have antibodies associated with it, that it's either ANA positive, ANA negative, and then you draw something like anti-double-stranded DNA, anti-TPO, thyroglobulin antibody, like we talked about for Hashimoto's. I guarantee you there is an antibody. If it's not already out there, it's in the works. How I approach it usually is more clinical, that if you've had COVID and have had trouble ever since, it's most likely long COVID. I will tell a link that's really good is American Frontline Doctors. If you just Google frontline physicians or frontline doctors COVID, it will tell you every piece of information that you want to know, or even looking at the Dr. Sibley podcast with Dad. That website takes you through everything. It takes you through vaccine injury. It takes you through long COVID. It takes you through preventative COVID. It takes you through acute COVID, what you do from a natural standpoint to a prescription standpoint. So my encouragement for you would be, my answer to this is probably yes. I think there is a data point. If it's not already out there, it's definitely in the works. I think it's more clinical from I have COVID and now I have all these symptoms. And two, if you want a little bit more specific information on how it's treated, I would go to that Frontline Doctors and literally look Frontline Doctors COVID, and you'll find it.
Thank you for that question. Great question.
Yeah, great question.
Thank you, Ange. Instagram, I'm looking at you guys. I got, I'm seeing Adria, I'm seeing Matt. I got your questions here. Ange, I can't put these up on screen, so let's. I'm just going to read them out to you from Instagram. Huge shout out to the Instagram family.
I'd like to take a section from business ethics. Name that movie, Ben. I'll give you $100.
Mean Girls?
Mean Girls? No, Billy Madison. Come on. Business ethics.
Billy Madison 2 is getting ready to come out, actually.
Is it really?
Yeah, there's a second one.
Mean Girls is a good guess. I do quote Mean Girls quite a bit.
Thank you, Dana, for that. Let's go to Elena here. Elena on Instagram. Instagram, I'm seeing you. So if you guys have questions, put them in the comments. Elena is asking, is there any way to get rid of thyroid nodules naturally?
Ooh, thyroid nodule, to get rid of thyroid nodules naturally. Whew. You know, I would say it's more thyroid support. I don't have a good answer for that. Most of the time when you have a thyroid nodule, you want it to stay stable. You just don't want it to grow. So I don't. I would say I would look at thyroid support. I would look at anything that's going to make the thyroid work more efficiently, and look at anything that's going to decrease autoimmunity. So looking at anything that's anti-inflammatory and supporting the thyroid. That would be my answer for it. Normally, when we look at thyroid nodules on ultrasounds, we want to make sure they haven't grown or become suspicious in the way that it's calcified, spiculate, like the shape of the actual nodule, and make sure it hasn't grown either. So I would say I don't have a good answer about targeting it specifically. I would look at thyroid support, decrease inflammation. Looking at anti-inflammatories would be something like low-dose naltrexone, curcumin, the flavonoid classes like luteolin and quercetin, and then thyroid supports usually involving iodine or iodide and selenium. That's another big one for thyroid supports. And I think that's a good way to start for those.
Elena, I hope that helps.
That's something to keep up. Ultrasound's not like, we're not looking at radiation exposure. Like that's super low in the totem pole. Just keep on top of it.
Thank you, Elena, for that. And it seems I was wrong. I think I said even the wrong one. I said the golf one. Our sister's in here. Kelly, what's going on? We got the all three of us in here tonight.
Kelly, is she here in the house? Where is she?
I see from Carter and Kelly, it's Happy Gilmore. You're right. Happy Gilmore is number 2. Number 2, Happy Gilmore 2 is coming out.
I was about to say, because the quote's from Billy Madison.
Yes, I was wrong about that. All right, let's go back to Instagram real quick. So Adria is saying, what is a good multivitamin to take? I'm going to say our super vitamin. What would you say, Ange?
Can you answer that one more time, or say it one more time?
What is a good multivitamin to take?
Oh, our super. Yes. And Katie can give you a lot more information about like our sourcing of our vitamins. Amazing. The people we get it from, it is US derived and European derived. It's quality control. I think it's tested for quality control 3 times over. And that stuff works. Your levels come up. So look at everything in there. Vitamin D is at 5,000 IUs. That's unlike any other multi. The vitamin C is at 1,000 milligrams. That's unlike any other multi. All that stuff that we just said for thyroid support, iodine and selenium are already in there. Zinc, which can throw off copper's already in there. Manganese and chromium, vitamin K2 is already in there to support the D and get calcium where it needs to go. Horsetail silica, dang, you're going to get that hair growth like you need, baby. Yes.
Guys, and it's on discount tonight, 20% off tonight. For the next 10 minutes, we got orders coming in all throughout the show. We appreciate you guys. Someone just saved $35 on the discount tonight. Thank you guys so much. The discount code is live20 if you want to take advantage of the 20% discount. We're doing these live discounts on the show.
Don't you have bigger concerns about like where you're going to get more sweaters whenever the circus rolls out of town?
We have sold 8 super vitamins tonight. Thank you guys. That is amazing.
Yes.
We love you. Thank you. Thank you, Katie, for that.
I was in the superstore today with Katie. It's a superstore, y'all.
It's a superstore. It's a superstore.
It was a superstore.
All right, where am I at? Let's get to Kelly with the why. Are there any natural alternatives for allergies? This is a good one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so allergies. Allergies are interesting too. Okay, so allergies usually it's part of the immune system that's IgE and eosinophils. So it recognizes exposures that you're not really used to, and it wants you to sneeze them out, or it wants you to it wants you to have a reaction to say get away from it. We recognize this as a foreign invader, and we don't want it in your body. A lot of it is getting exposure to the allergens. So whenever you're looking at something like allergy injections from an immunologist or an allergy specialist, they slowly put a little bit of the exposure or the antigen that's associated with the allergen so that you become immune to it, so that you actually don't have a reaction or a physical reaction to an allergy. When you're looking at Zyrtec and stuff that's over the counter, it's decreasing histamine. And it's usually, oh my God, I think it's H1. It's either H1 or H2, and I'm pretty sure it's H1. Histamine reaction is what you're doing. Unless it's like Singulair, and Singulair montelukast works a little bit differently to decrease the allergen exposure or the response to the allergen. Natural remedies is honestly honey from your area, because the bees from your area carry pollen, then make honey, and it's exposing you naturally to the environment, and the it's exposing you naturally to the environment that you live in. So number one, I would say local honey from your area, which my Uncle Bob makes.
Yep.
Get Uncle Bob. Kelly, just get Uncle Bob's honey, okay? Just get. But that's one way. Another way too is my favorite lady. She's the syrup lady of Johnson City. I love her. She sends her stuff down to Knoxville, and she has 3 different remedies: an elderberry, a sumac berry, which is different than sumac poisoning or sumac tree, a sumac berry, and a really high dose vitamin C syrup. And they taste great, and they have helped a lot of my patients stay away from antibiotics. Syrup lady, local honey.
I love it.
And some people too, for allergies, if you're interested, there's this whole theory about spore-based probiotics. Microbiome Labs is one of the only ones that's a spore-based probiotic, and a lot of their I guess pitch is that you have to get the spores from the trees that then get into. I'm explaining this super incorrectly, but it's something about getting environmental exposures in with the bacteria into your gut. So that's another interesting way that might be a more natural alternative. But definitely local honey. Definitely look at the syrups too. And increasing your immunity. Like if you increase the immune system, you're going to increase all that. You're going to make allergies better.
It's a great question around allergies. I love it. Where do we order vitamins? performancemedicine.net/shop. I'll put up a QR code here in just a second. I want to get to Mike's question. I love Mike. He's from Knoxville with me. Where's Mike at? Mike, where are we at? It's an ivermectin question. I'm sorry if I missed it. Come on, Mike. Where are you? Did I miss you? Let's see here. Okay, there we go, Mike. Thank you. Does ivermectin help get rid of mold toxicity in one's body? What's your thoughts on this?
Ooh, ivermectin and mold. I haven't seen it. It technically works as an antiparasitic. So I wouldn't say that wouldn't hurt, but I don't know the mechanism of action to say that it was specific to mold, but it definitely wouldn't hurt. So too, I would say, yeah, go for it. Mold is a tough one. There's a lot of naturals that you can do for mold. There's something called a CellCore detox that we do offer at the clinic. That's technically for mold toxicity, Lyme, parasite detox, liver detox. So I would say ivermectin, I don't know that it's specific to mold. I definitely say it wouldn't hurt. I feel like ivermectin doesn't hurt for anybody unless you're pregnant or you're a little kid. So I say go for it, but I don't know if it's that specific to mold.
Mike, thank you for that.
That's a great one, Mike. That's a great one, Mike, but Mike, definitely take it. I miss Mike. Oh my God, I want to be like Mike.
Mike's the best. Mike, thank you for being here tonight. I got Mark. I see Mark's question. I'm going to get to that in just a second. Real quick, Sherry over on Facebook. Do you have any of the high dose vitamin C syrup in the Kingsport store? I'm assuming, is this along the lines of the syrup lady? I think.
I think so. And we don't carry her stuff in the office, but she has a shop in, I believe, in Johnson City.
Yeah.
And you might be able to order it online.
What's it called? So we can give her a quick plug.
Oh, she's amazing.
Is it syrup lady? Syrup
lady. Yes. It's either the syrup shop of Johnson City. The syrup shop.
The syrup shop. Okay. I hope that helps.
Can you put up the next question? Kelly wants me to preheat the oven to 400.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Just texted me. Okay, I'm going to preheat the oven to 400. Y'all, this is real life. This is how the Rogers kids work together, okay? We're doing everything we can. Get the next question loaded up, okay?
All right, we're loading up the question. I'm going to get Mark here in just a second. We'll be here for a few more minutes, guys. This is the Vitamin Store. If you guys want to scan the QR code, the discount code tonight is LIVE20. LIVE20 is the code. It's going to give you 20% off all of our vitamins in the Vitamin Store, performancemedicine.net/shop. And there's the QR code. I want to do this for Carter real quick because this is happening in Johnson City. If I can find it. Yes, I can. Breast thermography is happening. Performance Medicine Johnson City, March 27th and the 28th. Come see Rebecca. This is something we've done over the last couple of years. It's doing a huge service to our area in the Tri-Cities. So if that's interesting to you, you could scan that. You can ask me to bring this back up. I'll bring it back up over the next couple of weeks, just to let everybody know who would like something like that. That is going to be happening March 27th and 28th. All right, let's get to Mark. This question here. Thank you, Mark. Akkermansia is the next generation probiotic to treat metabolic disorders, or much to do about nothing. What's your thoughts on this, Ange?
Mark, I love the quote about much ado about nothing because I love Shakespeare. So if anyone wants to know, that show is currently playing on the West End.
There we go.
So just showing it. No, so Akkermansia was a big topic of discussion at the A4M that Fran and I went to, and we both got samples of it. Okay. So I believe it's gut related. And Akkermansia is supposed to increase butyrate, which Dad has a podcast on butyrate.
Yep.
Butyrate is supposed to balance, to my understanding, the microbiome. So I think it's Akkermansia, butyrate, microbiome. So they were touting that as the next big thing. For metabolic disorder, yes, as a byproduct of making your gut better, is to my understanding. I think it's great. Yes, I didn't take that sample, but because I was obsessed with methylene blue from it. So I did the methylene blue route. But yeah, I do not think it's much ado about nothing. I think there is science to it. I think dosing, how people take it, is going to be probably a subject for debate. But no, I think that's absolutely, I think that's not much ado about nothing. I think that's good stuff. And I think it's going to be gut health related.
Thank you, Brother Mark. Let's get this from Amber. I love this comment. Bromelain, quercetin, nettle leaves. I'm assuming this has to do with the allergy question. Thank you. That's awesome.
Yes, and also too, bromelain's awesome. I'm actually taking bromelain right now. Ooh, I like it. I really, really like it. That's it's got a lot of function. We use bromelain. It's in arnica, so you can actually help out with like bruising post-procedure. Bromelain's great for your immune system. That's awesome. Amber for the wit. Have I told? I love Amber.
And look at this.
I love everyone on here. I do. Oh, and Histoblock too. Okay, cool. I love it.
I love it.
Throw it on.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for this question. Julie, let's see here. I love this. JC Syrup can order online. It even has kits to make your own. Thank you, Julie, for this. JC Syrup. And I think Katie put the link as well in there for JC Syrup. Thank you, Julie. Katie's asking, we need a list of what Andy's taking. What's your current vitamin list?
Y'all, okay. So I had a little bit of a health thing going on. I actually haven't said this on the live since any of this happened, but I had some vascular stuff going on. So like had a little bit of like pooling of blood in my ankle, and I thought it was from an old injury. The long story short is I got an ultrasound of my entire leg from a really, really, really great, I Living Waters. Living Waters are amazing. They ultrasound my entire legs. And I got a little bit of reflux. I have venous reflux, not valvular insufficiency, but venous reflux. So I had that going on at the same time that on a random x-ray at my dentist, which I love Martin Dentistry, shout out to Martin Dentistry,
Yep.
there was like a blockage in my tooth. It looked like a calcium. It looked like I got punched in the mouth, which apparently can happen. Like, I was like, he's like, have you been punched in the mouth recently? I was like, not that I remember. I did have that dog bite for anybody that was in the Johnson City office at that time. Whew, I looked like Frankenstein, which could have been part of it. But I had this like little like calcified portion in my tooth that showed up on multiple x-rays and sent me to an endodontist. They wanted to do a root canal and I just haven't done it. I'm holding off on the root canal to see if natural remedies are working. So I got Lucas, our nutrition coach, and Ben Curtis to put together a list. If you ever want to get into the naturals, I would say get Lucas, Ben Curtis, Carter, and Katie in a room together.
Yeah.
Get the four of them, and they will come up with a list between the four of them of something to put you on. So I and I will tell you, it's most likely going to work. So I'm on Bromelain. I'm on BPC 157 with TB 500 injections throughout the week. Take a break on weekends. I'm doing LDN. I'll never miss LDN. LDN is the biggest ace in the hole. I love it. I think everyone should be on it. I'm doing vitamin D, our super vitamin, omegas, milk thistle, curcumin. I'm doing happy, healthy hair. Thank God. I'm doing our stress relief with saffron, L-theanine, magnesium, and minoxidil finasteride, but I'm taking a little break from that because I think it's curling my hair. Then in the morning, I take Microbiome Labs. Shout out to Steve Nice. I do immunoglobulin Y and Digest Shield in the morning, and then I do methylene blue in the morning as well. And I'm doing serapeptase. Serapeptase is something that if you're on pellets, you should be on serapeptase.
And we did an episode of Dive Into Diet with Lucas on serapeptase.
Serapeptase, I'm telling you, is amazing. A patient turned me on to serapeptase for his pellets because we were having a tough time getting through the scar tissue, and the last one went in like butter.
Interesting.
Like Kerrygold butter.
Hey, Ange, I missed a question on Instagram real quick. Do you mind if we help Lau out? Ben, can you please tell us more about breast thermography? We're doing it here in Johnson City next month. Is there an ultrasound? Is this an ultrasound instead of mammogram / radiation? So for the audience here, can you just explain breast thermography?
Yes, breast thermography is awesome. So it's detecting heat. That's all it is. It's saying where is heat in the body and where should it be and where shouldn't it be. So really you're looking at this for breast thermography is that, look right there, it says compression-free, pain-free, radiation-free. There is going to be, I think, in the future of medicine, and it may take years and years and years, there's going to be something to say that the overdiagnosis of breast cancers are too many mammograms. Not that it's a cause, but it might be contributing that we are radiating, you're heating up the breast every time you do it. So there is something to be said that actually we may be doing it too much. Now, it's also detecting breast cancers very early. So there's a lot of great things about it. Thermography is an alternative to that. So it detects heat and what cancers are and how it's explained to me for breast thermography, because there's a place in Knoxville that actually does it every day. So if you're in the Knoxville area, you can get it every day and you can do it head to toe. Is that cancers will have heat surrounding it, but the actual nodule will be ice cold. And that makes sense too, because whenever you're feeling cancers are usually pain-free to touch. So if I'm touching something and it's a painless lump that's hard and that's most likely a cancer. So painless lump. Things that have pain associated with it are most likely lymph nodes. So when you're looking at it on a thermography, it's testing for heat associated. And there won't be heat associated with the breast cancer. So you can actually detect things, you can detect changes a little bit sooner than you can through a mammography. Fran's sister is a thermographist, our provider in Johnson City. Her sister is a thermographist that comes down from Connecticut to do this from us. And she's very, very, very smart and intelligent. And a lot of it is, should we now go get a diagnostic mammogram, or is there really nothing in there? And it kind of saves you from doing one.
Thank you so much for that, Lau, for letting us talk a little bit more about this. I want to get to Kristen, and then I see Jake's in here. Jake, I love you, man. Xarelto, is there a cheaper substitute for my dad? He pays $350 a month. What are you saying for something like this, Ange?
So too, that's like Xarelto's a blood thinner. Yeah, that's a tough one. If you're going the natural route, when I'm looking at blood thinners, it's Brilinta. I would look up Brilinta and Plavix. Those would be the two prescription versions. I'd at least look up and see if Xarelto, Plavix, Brilinta, and Entresto. I think those are the four. Those would be the ones I would look at from prescription standpoint. Anything dealing with that class of drugs is like looking at antiplatelets. It's decreasing the clotting factors. Omegas and aspirin are also alternatives. If it just depends on what he's doing it for. But if I would say those would be the other ones I'd look at. I'm not sure of the cost of those off the top of my head, but Plavix, Brilinta, and Entresto, Xarelto would be the ones I'd look at. If it's prescription version, aspirin, $325. Omegas would be a natural version of it.
Kristen, thank you so much for that. Real quick, I'm going to put this up. This will be the last question we take, and then we're going to call it an evening. Thank you. Edna loves you.
Edna. So Edna's, I just don't know. I'm just going to put this out there. When the Rogers family is ready for kids, Edna's going to take care of them all. She is. Yeah.
I love it. So Jake over from Brookhaven Farms is with us live tonight. Guys, if you don't know,
y'all.
We're a pickup spot. Farms. We are a pickup spot for Brookhaven Farms, and like how freaking cool is this?
With her T-bone.
I'm putting this up on our Instagram tomorrow.
Yeah, she came into it with a T-bone. Oh my God, I was dying. I loved it.
This is going up tomorrow. This is Jake right here. Jake, there's a T-bone right there. For those who don't know, if you buy a full cow, you get a free T-bone. And Katie's getting ready to have her full cow from Brookhaven Farms. But let's get to this question from my man Jake. Huge shout out to Brookhaven Farms, and pickup is happening tomorrow, I believe, at our Tri-City offices, Bristol, Johnson City, Kingsport. What are the pros to taking a beef liver supplement? In what instances would you recommend to a patient?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I love it.
Honestly, I'd recommend it to, I think if you ask Katie and Carter, everyone can benefit from a beef liver supplement. I would say number one would be, if you're on a carnivore diet, take a beef liver, because that's a very nutrient dense supplement. It's a nutrient dense organ, and you can get, I believe, B's from it, choline, and other amino acids and nutrients that I can't think of off the top of my head. But sometimes when you go on a restrictive nutrition plan, you're missing out on other good things. That is one way to get the other good things. So I'd say if you're on a carnivorous plan, or if you're vegan, you're probably not going to go for it because you don't want to have a beef liver. But you miss a lot being vegan, and you do miss on some nutrients being completely carnivorous. So I'd say if you're on a limited nutrition plan that feels good to you, but you're missing out on stuff, definitely take a beef liver supplement. Or if you're iron underload, if you're iron deficient, take it. It will increase your iron. Brooke had a patient in the Kingsport clinic that it totally increased her ferritin levels when nothing else worked from the beef liver that we had in the office, and she took 6 a day. And some people too, and even with what Carter and Katie's saying in it, raw beef liver, you can literally eat the organ.
And real quick, I did botch that. That's a tomahawk steak.
I'm telling you, that thing was
that is a tomahawk steak.
That was like Fred Flintstone coming in with that, with Bam Bam. I was dying.
Leanne, I see you. Thank you, Leanne. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry, I misread that. Leanne, I see you. Thank you so much. Okay, Ange, I'm gonna let you rock out, man. You got to get to you got to get to dinner with Kelly. I'm assuming. Look at all
Preheating
this.
the oven. Hold on. We got to now too. Whenever Dad comes up on here too, I want everyone to play this song for him because this is a song that we grew up with as kids, and whoever can name it first, I don't know, gets something.
Feels like I'm standing in a timeless dream of light mists, of pale amber rose.
I don't know if we can actually play that, right? Like over 20 seconds.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, we can't actually.
So I wanted to cut it short, but
Thank you.
For anybody, that's Dad's favorite song, and that's the Rogers kids' favorite song. We grew up driving around Oak Ridge near Melton Lake in the Jeep, playing that on repeat.
I love it. I love it. If you guys know that song, put in the comments. All right, guys, that is a show. I'm going to put this up for Ange. Thank you, Mark. Vasoactive intestinal peptide for Venus.
Mark for the win. Yes. Will someone write that down for me and add that to my thing? Vasoactive intestinal peptide. I'm going to need it. Yes.
I got you. Vasoactive intestinal.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. But God, and also too, I feel like we should have Mark on the podcast to like lead the. I feel like he should be here sometimes.
No, not Cyndi Lauper.
No. It's not, but that's a good question. That's a good one. That does sound like
that's a good one. All right, guys, what a show. For the next couple of minutes, Live 20 is the discount code, performancemedicine.net/shop.
Hold on, we have some guests. Kelly's in the house. We have all the Rogers kids in the house.
Kelly, what's going on?
We have some bebes.
Hello.
Look at this. Look at the crew. That's Scrappy right there, everybody. That's a little Scrappy.
You want to come up and say hey? Papa, come here, Papa. Okay, hold on 1 second. We're getting Todd up in here.
There's Toddo.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
there's Todd. Todd, say hello to everybody. Hey,
wait,
Todd.
Papa.
Hey, Todd.
Oh, thank you so much, my Toddy. Yes. It's the best. Y'all, thank you so much for having me tonight. That was amazing.
Thank you, Ange. Appreciate you, brother. Great job tonight, guys. How did Andy do? Like, give him out of 10. How did he do?
Oh boy, help us.
We need to know.
God, help us.
How did Andy do? Look at this. Cherry saying a great show.
Yes, thank you.
Steve saying a great show.
Face.
Look
Face
at
on the
this.
show.
Faces in
Listen,
here.
families in the
We
show.
love you.
Baby.
We love you.
Face.
We love you, Tom. Thank you, brother Tom. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Look at that. Channel the leg lamp energy.
Oh my God, Mark, you're so close. Mark, you're so close.
Yep, you're close,
Not
Mark.
quite Melinda. It's not Melinda, but it is something Lewis.
It's close. It's close.
So close. So
Courtney's saying it's above a
break the
10.
scale. Come on, Courtney. Come on, y'all. Come on.
Look at this.
is
Tabitha,
great.
Tabitha, so good to see you.
Tabitha saw me dancing all day. She saw me dancing all day today. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Ivy and JC, Sherry, thank you. You guys are the best. Ange. Oh, there we go.
Yes, Holly. Yes. I love you always forever.
I love it. Ange, I love you, brother.
Okay.
Y'all have a good night. See you, man. All right, guys. That is a show for the next couple minutes. Live 20 on performancemedicine.net, 20% off tonight. If you guys like that, let me know. If you guys like the live discounts, something that we are trying, let me know in the comments. I'll be looking later on tonight, and we will continue doing a little live stuff like that. I think that's a lot of fun. So let me know in the comments. Andy, thank you so much. He did such a great job tonight. Thank you guys. So many of our team was in here. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us as always on Tuesdays and helping out in the comments. I see you, Tabitha, Julie, Katie Carter, of course. So many of you. We love you, Ivy. We're going to be back next week. Next week, 7 p.m. We're going to do the same darn thing. We're going to answer your health and wellness questions. This is my favorite. This is my favorite thing to do. I love you guys. Thank y'all for being with me every single Tuesday. I'll see you guys next time. Brad, where's my outro at? Brad, come in with the hook. Come in with the hook.
Don't go away.